saw. I think it was It Follows. Good job, chat. Y'all are smart. Appreciate it. All right, let's go. Hold on. We gotta restart the whole thing because I forgot what happened.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Jadis, and today we're looking at It Follows, a delightful little indie horror film that came out in 2014.
You know, I was literally yesterday years old when I figured out indie meant independent. I didn't know indie meant independent. Like when people say indie artists, they're talking about independent artists. Why don't they just say, bro, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
It Follows is one of my favorite horror films of the past decade, and it's only partly
because
it was shot and takes place in Detroit and the surrounding suburbs, which is the area where both Chelsea and I grew up. In fact, the main character's house is literally in
Damn, me do look like Gordon Hayward.
It's crazy. Hi, Chelsea. But even if this...
what?
Which is the area where both Chelsea and I grew up. In fact, the main character's house is literally in Chelsea's neighborhood. It's crazy. Hi, Chelsea. But even if this movie wasn't pure Michigan, I'd still love it because of how satisfyingly cerebral it is. The unique premise can be interpreted a bunch of different ways, and the young cast is impressively natural in their acting. Plus, although you won't be able to tell from the kill count, the electronic score by musician Disasterpiece is fucking dope.
I remember this part.
I've been listening to
yeah, this is a sex movie.
It sounds like it was made by a corrupted LCD sound system. For that and many other reasons, I highly recommend you actually watch this movie if you haven't seen it before. It's a perfectly beautiful nightmare. In It Follows, a girl named Jay, played by Micah Monroe,
because I compared it to the teach shit. Yeah, there you go.
Stalker. It assiduously follows her and will kill her if it ever catches her, and the only way she can pass it on is by sleeping with someone else. That new person would then be followed instead, but if the monster ever killed them, it would return to its pursuit of the previous person on the list. It's an interesting conceit that can be read as a warning about STDs.
Be honest, just be a virgin.
Or a celebration of sex as an escape from death's relentlessness. And although there are rules to the creature's behavior, the movie is more interested in themes
just don't have sex
than trying to solve the monster's origin story or over-explaining it. What's following them? It is bad. That's all we need to know. How many kills will it get after all that following? Let's find out and get to them.
Yo, Josh the Fool, thank you for the 10 months, bro.
The movie begins on a suburban street in Metro Detroit. An awesomely fluid long one take shows a girl named Annie in a panic, looking terrified at something behind her, but thankfully still able to run in heels like she's the operations manager of a dinosaur park. Eventually, she drives off to sit on a beach by herself at night, and come morning, why, she's the first one on the kill count, having been completely mangled by an unknown force that will come
I'm gonna be honest, bro. So it's an STD. It's a monster. Like, bro, like, y'all niggas never seen I don't know why y'all have never seen some of these fucking movies, bro.
Well, kinda no. Start getting comfortable with
some of these movies you have to watch. They build character. I've never seen this movie though.
Heroine Jay, who
I've seen
swimming in her above ground pool and getting ready for dates by tulip lights. Tulights? Her date is with this dude named Hugh. At
like Teeth made me want to be a virgin for the rest of my life.
Which is where The Evil Dead had its premiere in 1981. They play a game where they talk about strangers and pick who they would trade places with.
Who'd you pick?
Him.
The dad?
Oh, son. I mean, how cool would that be to have your whole life out of you, you know?
Before filling into the theater and jamming out to the live organ show. While continuing their game, Hugh points out a girl in a yellow dress that Jay simply fails to see.
Right there.
I don't see her.
Right there.
I feel like everybody needs that one scare as a kid that scares them straight
out, and he leaves
from
the
a movie.
In a hurry. Aw, y'all are gonna miss Charade. It's Grant and Hepburn. The next night, they try a do-over date that involves some coastal knee caressing and a steamy backseat makeout sesh in Hugh's car, parked outside the abandoned Northville Psychiatric Hospital off of 7 Mile. They end up having sex, and afterward, Hugh skips out on the pillow talk in favor of a chloroform rag that renders Jay unconscious. Better
this scene was crazy.
Before the act, I guess? She wakes up tied to a chair inside the big abandoned building in shots that could be found in an Urban Explorer's portfolio. Hugh drops a
But that one scary movie that did it for me though, like back then was Wrong Turn. Chucky wasn't scary to me, bro. Oh my God. No, bro, you just struck a nerve in my system when you said that movie name. Piranhas?
Bomb on Jay.
Nigga,
Tells her that
piranhas?
apparently there's now a
Oh
nebulous
my
thing that's going to follow
god.
her.
And my dad went and bought piranhas, like, and put them in an aquarium. Cause you can have piranhas as like pets.
Always.
Not the
gave
real
it to
ones,
me.
but like it's a variation of it. It's crazy.
And I passed it to you,
Crazy.
back in the car.
That
She says
movie's
that the
crazy.
thing could appear as someone she knows or as a complete stranger, like this naked lady they see coming towards them now. The only way to escape it is by sleeping with someone else, who will then be followed.
Bro, we gotta
by
watch that
monster
one next.
instead,
If they got the
at
kill
least
count for that,
until
that's a
it kills
good-ass
them.
movie.
Then it's back on up the list.
If it kills you, it'll come after me.
The entity's relentlessness to get closer to its potential victim is truly a thing of terror that drives this entire film and fills every scene with paranoia. We get a few other rules from Q, like that it travels in a straight line and that it's slow but not dumb, but those might not even be fully accurate, since writer-director David Robert Mitchell has said that they're just what Hugh has been able to figure out for himself. And shit, that dude ain't omniscient. Hugh drops Jay off at her house in a humiliating way that evokes the film's themes of sex and sexual assault. Jay might not have been raped in the traditional sense, but man, did Hugh violate her.
Yeah, we
A
seen
short
this
trip
part. We got to like the middle of it.
and
I
earnest
just want to rewatch it the whole
investigation by the
thing.
police both end up yielding no useful information. Jay doesn't have VD or anything, and Hugh has disappeared, having used a fake name this whole time. Jay starts college and takes Halloween 101, where there's always a distraction waiting for you outside the window. But it's not Mikey Myers Jay sees out there. It's an old woman in a hospital gown walking straight towards her with an intense single-mindedness. Jay leaves class and is followed through the halls by the same blank-faced figure.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. If an old lady is like trying to kill me, bro, like save the old lady. I'm gonna fucking abolish this old lady. Like, if this is who's supposed to kill me, I swear to God, I'm gonna take her ass up through there. It's gonna be over with.
to see.
I'm gonna punch a fucking hole in her chest.
Hello?
She runs away from school and goes to an ice cream parlor to get help from her sister Kelly and Kelly's friend Paul, who's got a major crush on Jay because, I mean, yeah, obviously. Jay tells them
We
what
seen
happened
you
to her
fight.
and how
Yo,
she's now
Patrick
being
G.
followed by an
Condones.
it. So that night, Paul
Yo,
stays
bro.
over on their couch to help stand
You know what?
guard
I'ma
and
say something
protect.
nice. Eat
Also
a dick.
joining this slumber party is Kelly's friend Yara, this girl who has a clamshell Kindle that she's always reading Dostoevsky from.
I think that if one is faced with inevitable destruction, if a house is falling upon you, for instance, one must feel a great longing to sit down, close one's eyes, and wait.
Huh, sounds like someone we know. Yara's clamshell e-reader is the most noticeable example of how this movie is
The fuck is
intentionally
this?
anachronistic. Although there are no smartphones to be seen, she's rocking this retro-style futuristic device all the time. And although Hugh drove a brand new looking car from the 70s, Annie drove to her death on the beach in a very modern vehicle.
this don't
All
make
the
sense.
mismatched technology in the movie suggests a different time period, or no time period at all. And even the season isn't set in stone. When we first meet Jay, she's in her swimming pool, but the next day, she's walking down the street in a warm winter coat. Everything is intentionally illogical, adding to the surreal, dreamlike tone of this nightmare that's perfectly augmented by the cinematography and soundtrack. I fucking love this movie, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, how could I not? It's even got a fart joke.
Hey, I have an idea.
What?
You got away.
Farts are always funny. When Jay can't sleep, she comes down to the living room, surely sparking many a fantasy for poor old Paul there. But before any games of footsie can get underway, the sound of broken glass sends Paul upstairs. to
Oh
get
my
the
God,
others.
she was finna set Paul up. Oh my God, she was finna set Paul up. What the fuck?
While
I forgot
he's
she
gone,
got
Jay
it.
goes into the kitchen to see what came through the window. Oh shit, it's a topless lady! And she's not house trained, oh no!
Ew!
She screams and runs away from the thing and retreats to her room.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. This really not that bad. Like, that's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If this was like a real life thing where somebody was following you around trying to kill you, I'm gonna be honest. These niggas moving slow. So
She only allows Kelly and Paul inside.
Taking niggas
after they
out.
plead to let them help her.
Is something wrong with me?
But they still don't believe her just yet. So when Yara
True.
knocks and
If
asks
you
to be
sleeping,
let
it's
in,
over.
They open the door for her. CJ, nothing's wrong.
is that Tony Hawk?
Wrong with me?
But they still don't believe her just yet. So when Yara knocks and asks to be let in, they open the door for her. CJ, nothing's wrong.
That is Tony Hawk.
Oh, never mind. There's a lurch-looking motherfucker in the house. And shout out to the guy who played that awesome scare, Mike Lanier, the 7'7"
What?
former basketball player and one half of the world's tallest twins. He sadly passed away last year at the age of 48. Rest in peace, man. He jumps the fuck out of there and rides off on a bicycle
Nigga look like
all the
Tony
way
Hawk
to a nearby park. Weird time to try to skin the cat, Jay, but whatever calms you down, I guess. Her friends come and find her, and they all hug it out, but Jay is understandably super paranoid right now.
Do you see that? I do. It's a person.
That person is Greg, who lives across the street from Jay and Kelly, and is the kind of guy who likes to wash his own car in his own driveway. No automatic drive-thrus for this red-blooded American. He wants to help Jay out.
And then one person just, nigga, everybody saying RP and somebody just come out of nowhere. You really think Tony could skate if he that big? Bro, okay, I fucking get it, bro. I fucked up. The nigga look like Tony Hawk. What do you want me to do?
Out, so he takes that clean car of his and drives the whole lot of them into Detroit, where we get nice drive-by shots of that beautiful fucking city and all its tragic economic misfortunes. I never lived in Detroit, but I was in its backyard, and I've bore witness to downtown's resurgence, so don't talk shit about shit you don't know. Long live the D, baby. They go to the abandoned house that the con artist formerly known as Hugh was renting under his fake name, probably for like $200 a month. Inside, they find a bunch of homemade alarm systems, some made with Faygo Rock and Rye cans, hell yes, that would tell him if anything was coming inside to get him. They also find some well-used porno mags. Maybe he was trying to get the monster to follow his right hand or something. They also find a picture of Hugh with a girl wearing a letter jacket of a nearby high school. So they head to that school in an effort to find the bastard and get more information out of it. Another fantastic fluid panning shot shows a figure walking towards the school as Jay and Greg consult some records in the office. And what's awesome here is that the movie doesn't feel the need to make a big deal out of it every time. Even when they get back in the car and tell the others that they learned Hugh's real name and address, we see that figure walking towards them. But a rack focus from the camera is the only bit of attention it gets. The characters never comment on it. As unsettling as the thing is, it's now just a part of Jay's life. And the pervasive paranoia means they don't need to rely on jump scares or anything. I love that. Hugh, whose real name is Jeff, actually lives in a large suburban home that's quite a step up from the one he was renting in Detroit. And he lives there with his mother, who you may recognize as the nude woman approaching Jay when she saw the monster for the first time. In his parents' backyard, Hugh tells the others that he can still see the thing, even though he's not #1 on its list. Oh, and by the way, why doesn't Jay just get herself out of that top spot by sleeping with someone and passing it on?
Look, she could do the same thing I did.
Cause she not no fucking loser.
It should be easy for her. She's a girl. Any guy would be with you. Just sleep with someone else and tell him to do the same thing. Maybe he'll never come back.
Oh, Paul looks like he wants to be a hero. Since the thing is always walking
Paul
towards
want that
Jay,
goddamn demon ussy.
They head to Greg's far-off lakeside
that demonic
cabin,
pussy,
which I can only presume is up north, to buy themselves some time
nigga
and figure out
crazy.
what to do next.
I ain't gonna lie. I know some niggas in the chat don't give a fuck. Y'all don't give a fuck what follow y'all as long as y'all getting some pussy.
I started to wonder what would happen if Jay took a plane or a boat to another continent. Like, would this thing just walk across the bottom of the ocean to get to her? But since they're a bunch of teenagers...
This one that got on the musty motherfucker, that the muss. Yo, bro, I need to go to sleep, bro. Yo, I need to eat and go to sleep. I'm going crazy, my nigga. This...
It's probably not a realistic financial option.
Fuck!
So I guess it's a moot point. Greg's cabin's amenities not only include a fully functional kitchen, but also an old revolver in a box. So Greg has Jay try some target practice just in case that becomes a viable...
I've never seen nobody own one of these guns ever in my life. Like, I've seen niggas have big ass 38s, but...
way to defeat this
I
thing.
swear to God, bro,
hanging out on the
no.
beach later, we get what's maybe my favorite spooky use of the evil being's mechanics. First, we see Jay, Greg, Paul, and Kelly
them the guns you see in New York.
Back cans on the sand. Then we see Yara walking towards
them
the
niggas be 3D printing their guns and shit.
But then we see Yara float into view out on the water. Oh shit, one of these Yara's a monster.
Shit,
and I'm guessing it's not the one on the pink inner tube. The awesomeness continues when we see what things look like from other people's perspectives. Since they can't see them, they only see Jay's hair float upward as it grabs her and pulls her out of her chair. It's a great little sequence that expertly jumps back and forth between the different points of view. And unfortunately for Jay, it turns out that all that target practice was for naught, since even a well-landed shot to the thing's neck isn't enough to stop it from getting right back up and continuing to follow her. Although they lock it out of the garage, it busts a hole in the door and tries to get at them with a jump scare. That little bastard
Look at
sends
that
Jay
nigga.
scrambling the hell out of there and getting into Greg's car to escape. She drives off as the being continues to approach her, now appearing as a young girl. But Jay's frantic getaway is cut short by a nasty case of distracted driving that sends her off
Like,
the road.
no way you're just randomly going into the fucking hate. Yo.
And onto the fast lane to
Yo.
the hospital. There, she wakes up to find her loved one sleeping and her arm in a cast. Hey, at least your legs still work. You're gonna need those to run, you know? To help Jay out, Greg agrees to sleep with her right there in the hospital bed. Wow, really falling on your sword there.
Greg took that down, bro. Greg, bro. In the hospital bed, my nigga. Cringe.
Huh, Greg? Or I guess she would be the one
Super
falling
cringe.
in. Never mind. 3 days later, Greg tells Jay that he still hasn't seen the entity, although that might be because he slept with one of these ladies we see him laughing it up with here. We never find out if he did or not for sure, but that's okay. Ambiguity is just fine, people. In any case, Jay still doesn't feel safe, so she spends all her time locked up in her room and watching Greg's house across the street for signs of any its trying to follow him. Well now, who's that there, Jay? I don't think it's a Jehovah's Witness knocking
Oh
at Greg's
my God,
door,
that's what's it
'cause those
called?
people are friendly and can tell you all about Jesus Christ without breaking your windows. Jay runs over to Greg's house and climbs through the broken window, hoping to help
Greg
him.
is dead.
When she gets upstairs, she finds the being disguised as Greg's mom incessantly knocking at his door, pausing only long enough to stare daggers at Jay real quick. When it resumes knocking, Greg answers his door in standard teenage boy fashion.
What the fuck, Mom?
This the fuck, son. Jay walks in to find the entity doing the nasty to Greg and killing him with some fucked up pseudo-incest. Oh boy,
my
there is a lot to read into
God.
here, and I can't even begin to do it in a kill count, man. With Greg dead, Jay is back on the thing's list as a premier
Yo,
position.
what the fuck? What? Oh my God, no, this movie is crazy. Not a bad way to go out. You niggas are sick.
So she drives far enough away to stay.
That is not a W. Yo, bro, yo. Yo, what is wrong with y'all, bro? Nigga talk about some, that's low-key a W. Are you fucking insane, bro? So yo, oh my God.
Safely overnight at the Car Hood Inn. The next day, she wakes up and walks down to the beach where she sees a trio of dude bros out on the water. Well, if it's a dude bro party,
Nigga want that
then
mama
Jay is
pussy.
there, and ain't no lake gonna stop her from getting in on it. At least that's what we're left to assume, since the next time we see her, she's sadly and wetly driving back home. Did she reluctantly sleep with those dudes to buy herself some time? Again, it's ambiguous. In fact, she never tells Paul that she's passed it on, if she did, so he goes ahead and offers up his own services.
I want to help.
Yeah, Jay, Paul will give you his
No, you don't. You just want to lose your virginity.
noblest boner. She shoots him down quietly, and in his rejection, he gets an idea from
I'm not
a
gonna lie,
picture of-
bro. If you get shot down quietly while you are being chased by a fucking STD demon that wants to kill you until you have sex and you still can't fuck, it's no hope for you. I probably would have ended my life right in her room.
Jess at a city pool. They load into a car to head there
In the
with their
movie, of
plan,
course.
And they'd better step on it, because Jay sees the monster again, and it's naked Santa Claus. Okay, up
I
on
would
the
have ended my life in her room and hunted her for the rest of her life.
rooftop. Dick. As the kids walk past gorgeous old Detroit homes, Yara talks about the very stark border between the city and its suburbs.
When I was a little girl, my parents wouldn't allow me to go south of 8 Mile.
Y'all think Mike Myers got a big dick? That wasn't me saying that. There was a moderator now that said that question. I'm gonna be honest. I think he got a cheesy dick. When you think about it, I feel like the oh, this is kind of gay. I don't know if I should say this. Never mind.
I didn't even know what that meant until I got a little older, and I started realizing that that's where the city started and the suburbs ended.
It's already gay.
Yeah, dude, 8 Mile's not just an Eminem song slash
I'm gonna be honest, bro. If your dick not cut, get out of here, man. Get out of here. I don't rock with the uncut motherfuckers. Shit disgusting, man.
It's a road with extreme divisions of race and socioeconomic status on
fuck
either
with that,
side,
man.
with Detroit south of it and the suburban counties of Macomb and Oakland north. And I think that little Michigan factoid deserves an awesome bit of score. What do you say?
I don't like it, man. Look, ain't nothing wrong though. Ain't nothing wrong with it though. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Just look a little weird.
They get
That's
to the
all.
pool and prepare for the monster by setting up a bunch of electronics around the perimeter.
That's fire.
All plugged into extension cables. I guess.
Yo, don't do this at home, by the way. Please don't.
Tap this monster and write it off with a death note. Jess gets into the middle of the pool while the rest of them sit around and wait by twiddling their thumbs and reading from their clamshell Kindles. Eventually, the monster arrives, but even when Jay sees him, the audience is left in the dark for a little bit.
Oh my god. I just walked in the room, it's right there.
Probably because of whatever shape Jay sees it taking.
What do you see? I don't want to tell you.
Is it Gary Busey? I bet it's Gary Busey. The possibly Gary Busey looking monster starts throwing the electronics into the pool at Jay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what'd you think was gonna happen, you idiots? This climactic sequence in the pool is the one thing that keeps It Follows from being perfect, in my opinion. Maybe I'd excuse the idiocy of this electronics plan if the monster was Gary Busey,
Bitch
but
got
it's
hit in the
not.
head
It's
with
just
a
a beardo
toaster.
in his underwear. Paul shoots at the monster as it keeps chucking shit at Jay, but he only winds up hitting Yara in the
That
leg
monster should play for the goddamn Patriots.
by accident. It's
Shit.
not until Kelly gives the monster
Get that
a
nigga a
kick-ass
football.
sheep ghost costume that Paul is finally able to shoot it in the head and knock it into the pool. It grabs onto Jay's ankle before she manages to get out, and Paul takes some very risky shots to try to save her. Wow, dude, maybe ask Yara how your aim is before you try that. He eventually lands a lucky headshot that gets the monster to let her go. And although Jay has a red hand mark around her ankle, it looks like the creature is in far worse condition. Its blood filling the pool in a gnarly way that only Jay can see. With the monster apparently vanquished, Jay and Paul have some rainy celebratory blanket sex. Although after
Boo, pity pussy, boo. This nigga's a fucking loser.
they both admit that neither of them feel any different. Paul then cruises the streets for sex workers to use as insurance to keep his name off the top of the list. Although, as you've probably guessed by now, we don't know for sure if he ever follows through with that idea. Some thematic loose ends are tied up when we see from a family picture that the monster's last shape was Jay and Kelly's late father, lending that pool scene some retrospective emotional weight. And to really put a point on it all, Yara reads one last
That was from 7-Eleven.
And you will no longer be a person. And that, this is certain. The worst thing is that it is certain.
The movie ends with Jay and Paul walking down the street holding hands. They're not quite happy because how could they be, never knowing if they're fully safe or not? And judging by that person walking towards them way in the background, they might already be back on the chopping block. How many people did this invisible, versatile sex monster murder? Let's
But
find
my
out and get
stomach
to the
wasn't doing
numbers.
backflips, bro. It's good. It's good eats. The fuck?
Only 2 people died in It Follows, tying it for the movie with the least kills on the kill count.
Yo, thank you for the
With one male
Toronto.
and 1 female victim, we got ourselves a very even pie chart. And with a runtime of 100
Swear it
minutes,
felt like
that
10
left us with
niggas
a kill
died
on
in that
average
movie.
every 50 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Annie. It's the punctuation to a real kick-ass opening sequence. And she kept her high heel on the whole time. That's a classy death right there. Dull machete for lamest kill will go to Greg by default. Although I can safely say I've never seen a kill like that one before. And that's It Follows, which came out in 2014, and like I said, I really friggin' enjoyed. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this extra Kill Count. I want to thank some patrons like Caleb Rhodes, Esri Cassidy, Alexis
God.
Parmentier,
Wait, what was that
Ryan
other
M.
movie that we was
Cole,
talking about? The
Cynthia
scary one, the
Zhang,
scary
and Noah
one.
Owens. A little peek behind the curtain for production stuff. I filmed Jaws 3 and 4 at the same time before I got this haircut. So on